Today, I wanted to talk about grief, more importantly, how we process it. I think we can all objectively say since 2020, I would say 2020 to 2025, things have just progressively gotten worse. It's just been like, like imagine, I'm gonna put up like a graph right now, and like you'll just, yeah. But 2026, there's just been a fucking line in the sand. We're only 6 months into the year, and I feel like personally, there's been more development in the last, 8 months really than in, in the last 5 years. It's odd because this year there's been more, and this is the topic of the video. There's been more tragedy in my life than most years. I'll say three major things that happened this year. I'll only go really into detail about one of them. I'll save the other one for another video, but I'll sum it up. So for one, I was addicted to opiates for a while, for like 3 years of my life, and that was just fucking traumatic, dude. It was horrible. It was the worst time of my life, and I for some odd reason was lucky enough to be able to kick that habit and come out of it alive. I don't know how I've put myself in the craziest fucking situations. Like I've been stabbed, like fights, just crazy shit. And I finally got myself out of that hole. Like I feel fucking amazing, dude. Like I'm California sober, whatever. Like I still smoke a little bit of weed sometimes, but like compared to what I was doing, dude, that is absolutely nothing. Dealing with all the shame and the the grief, really I couldn't do it in the past, but I was able to tackle that fucking thing head on, and like all the shit that I did during that period, I'm able to forgive myself for it, and I feel amazing now. And there's things, there's people I need to make amends to. That there's still things that I need to fix, but overall, like I'm doing so much better with that, and I just have a much healthier relationship with myself now. Um, whenever something tragic would happen, like the next two things I'm gonna talk about, I would typically I would go and use. I was using literally 24 hours, like from the moment I woke up to the moment I was going to sleep, and I was waking up like 3 or 4 times a night to use. Like it was like fucking bad. It was really bad. And yeah, now I'm sober. You know what I mean? I have I have like a stable job now. Um I have like relationships and people that trust me. I I'm not like I don't people don't have to worry about me pawning their shit anymore, you know what I mean? Um and it's just great. And I'll move on from that subject because that's a completely different story, and I have a bunch of different stories I would like to talk about that time period, but we'll move on for now. Um and the second thing I would like to talk about that happened early this year, I believe in January, one of my pets died, and it wasn't something that was quick. Like they got sick. I had to like take care of her, and it was really fucking hard seeing something that small and like helpless go through what I saw her go through. She had we didn't really ever figure it out completely, but she was like kind of having seizures almost. Like it was really fucked up, and I won't get into that because we don't need to get into the details about that. But basically, to sum that up, like the reason why I just talked about that is just because that would have affected me completely different at another time in my life. If I had dealt with this situation whenever I was using, or before that, um, I had like a real victim mentality. I had like a woe is me. It's not a good way to deal with things. And The third thing that I wanted to talk about that I'm still dealing with, um, still, you know, I'm gonna be impacted by this for the rest of my life. In March, my father passed away. He had a heart attack, and I wasn't there. I was thinking like, cause I was thinking about like going back there for a while, like, cause I live essentially across the country from my hometown, where he lives, and I was thinking about going back there like around that same time. Like my birthday was around the same time, and I was planning on heading back, and I just didn't. And he passed away just randomly one day. He had a heart attack, and me and my father were extremely close. We were like best friends. I talked to that man every day. You know, I had so much respect for him, and he was my role model, and everything a dad should be. Dealing with that loss was and is like it's still like unbelievably hard, but dealing with it one day at a time. That sounds so corny, but like dealing with it just with how you feel right now, that's all you have to do. You know what I mean? That's literally all you have to do. All you have to do is just be in the present moment and feel exactly how you're feeling. If you're feeling like you miss him, for okay, I'm sorry. If you feel like if you're in the same situation, if you feel like you're missing that person that, whether it's like a parent or someone who passed, you should think about the memories that you had with them. You shouldn't shove those things to the side because they're gone. And it may feel better at first just to like shove it all down and like not fucking think about it, but at some point you're gonna have to deal with those things. So you're gonna have to deal with them or they're gonna turn into something bigger. So the reason I'm saying like to like keep these things alive, like I have photos and like little mementos of my dad like laying around everywhere, and it helps. Like it helps a lot. Like I have a bunch of his shirts, like I have like a bunch of stuff that like still reminds me of him, and it keeps me close. Like for instance, like those shirts that I was just talking about, like they have like a specific scent to them. Like they smell like my old house and they smell like my dad. And especially being on the other side of the country, whenever I miss home or I'm thinking about my dad or whatever, I can pull these things out and I can. One thing I'm big about is keeping photos as well. My father was big about that. We have this like big tote box full of Polaroids from like the 80s, and I can pull that box out and I can literally sit there for hours and hours and hours and hours and not pick through all the photos. And those things are more valuable to me than anything. Um, and I think they're so important to keep around. They, I can't stress that enough. And for some people, this may be a trigger, um, and that's okay too. Like if you want to handle this, handle it however you want to. I'm like I'm just some dude on the internet. You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, you deal with your trauma how you like. But this is how I'm dealing with mine, and so far, like I've been able to use the bad things that have happened to me as like a pedestal to be a better person. You know, difficult things are the best teachers. And that is all on that subject. This sniper's only free for all thing on plutonium is so fucking annoying, dude. Oh my god, the spawns? Jesus Christ, dude. Every time you look away, you just get shot in the back. But you get to use Modern Warfare 3 snipers, Modern Warfare 2 snipers, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1, World at War. It's a pretty cool thing, and like you can get it pretty easy online. Yeah, I definitely recommend playing it if you want to punch a hole through your monitor after your long stressful day at work. Unless you're just fucking cracked like some of these guys.